I think that Wout can't be underestimated. He seems to be getting better, and I think that a podium is within grasp.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of other riders as well that will also be competing for that podium. Remco Evenepoel, how do you feel about him coming back
I
from
was actually,
injury?
yeah,
Major tent robbed us of a glorious first part of the season from Remco, unfortunately.
it did. I was actually just looking at him as we were on his Melissa bike. Remco is the absolute enigma going into this. We don't know what he's doing. He is training. It's worthwhile noting, like he is on his bike and he is training. He's not coming into this with nothing. But I don't have loads of confidence in somebody who's a debutant in the race, who coming back from that injury which he had earlier in the winter.
Liège-Bastogne-Liège winner, though, and
Yeah,
very strong when he came back from the Il Lombardia crash in the first week of the Giro. So I don't think he would be here if he didn't think he could be competitive.
yeah, I think you're right. But is that also just because he's trying to line up for Liège and he's just kind of needs those racing kilometers? Maybe it's just like a bit of a tester. Again, it's sort of a right Remco Evenepoel off at your will. If you know, off not your will, kind of at your, I don't know, error, essentially. Like at your peril. Yes, that's the correct word.
Boom! Danish correcting Yorkshireman. Wow, saw it here first.
Yorkshire isn't English. The point being, I think that if anybody were to be able to follow Pogacar, it would be Evenepoel. But that's Evenepoel on good form. So that's where I'm a little bit teetering on the edge, where I think if Evenepoel was, already racing and showed good signs, I would say that he could follow Pogacar. But yeah, just based upon the fact that he's coming back from injury, it makes me quite uncertain. But I think that he's going to be a big unknown going into this, and therefore it's just very hard to predict what he's going to do.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is that unknown factor. If he started 1 week, or if he had like the Tour of the Basque Country done as well, and maybe didn't do anything there, but at least there would have been racing in the legs, and it's certainly going to be interesting. The Koenig Quickstep definitely need him back as well to kind of hoover up some points for them in the World Tour rankings, and he's just such a monster when he's on form. But yeah, I don't know. I think your theory of this, the Bruntespaal and Amstel Gold being the two things before Liège-Bastogne-Liège could be on the right track, I think. But we all were robbed of that Tadej Pogacar Remco Evenepoel battle in 2023 in Liège. Obviously, we might get that this time around, but let's have it in Amstel instead.
Yeah, exactly. You probably will have it in Amstel. Like if Evenepoel is one thing, he's just a fighter, isn't he? He will probably just try to hang on until he absolutely pops, pretty much, with Pogacar. And like you say, we've got Brabant-Sipel before his Amstel Gold race, so maybe you can gauge a little bit more on it after that. But I think it is all in build-up to Liège. I mean, he's got Brabant-Sipel, Amstel Gold race, La Flèche-Wallonne, and then Liège-Bastogne-Liège. So it's clearly like building up towards that. It's also worthwhile noting that 2 days after Liège, he's actually going and doing the Tour de Romandie. Maybe even all a part of a bigger plan of, obviously trying to get ready for the Tour, essentially, and doing these intense one-day races backed up immediately by a stage race. Maybe this is all just trying to almost just like kind of brutally kickstart Remco Evenepoel's season and trying to make up for that lost time from earlier on. Do you reckon that's a possibility, where it's like, okay, you've missed all these racings early on, so therefore we're going to really cram it into like a 1 month period and almost just force your body to get ready for the Tour?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Almost, I think you should just go to the Giro and win that.
Could do.
Yeah, but that's a different story. Where do you think the cracks are gonna appear? Is it gonna be when we get over the 200-kilometer distance, not having raced that length? They talk about the 200, 250. That's where you start to really feel it at this high pace. And like you said, it's gonna be attritional. You're coming here to destroy everyone.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's that attrition which is going to be hard for Evenepoel. If it was just kind of cruising and then just like an hour of hard racing at the end, maybe it would be okay. I think you're going to set a pace from quite early on, and it's just going to be like wearing down. And I think, yeah, that kind of last hour, like the Kreisberg or something like that. Yeah, I could see him starting to struggle, like when Pogačar attacks, basically, which is inevitable. As inevitable as the sun will rise tomorrow, Pogačar will attack, and I could see Evenepoel trying to follow him and then kind of popping, or Evenepoel by then is just going to be already on his knees a little bit, out of position, and he's just going to be kind of slumping in for minor positions. In my eyes, I don't think already. I mean, again, depends on Brabant-Sipel and how he looks there, but I'm not sure right now about Evenepoel already being on flying form for Amstel Gold Race. But I'm more than happy to be proven wrong, because maybe he's been doing loads of training and he's absolutely flying. Who knows?